Good morning, everybody. It's a Monday, August 25th. Roster cut down day is tomorrow. The New York Jets must finalize their 53-man roster by tomorrow. There's some trade talk we got to get into. There's a lot of things I want to break down right here this morning. Hear from you guys in the chat. Talk New York Jets football because we got real football coming up, man. Less than 2 weeks away. Woo-wee! That's some good stuff, man. Real football is about to kick off in less than 2 weeks. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts about the 53-man roster. There is some news to talk about already of guys the New York Jets already let go of, guys that could be expected to let go of. I think there's going to be some trades to talk about. So you guys let me know right now on your way into the show what your overall thoughts are of this 53-man roster right now. So hit that thumbs up button on your way into the show, folks. Really do appreciate you guys tuning on into this show because we got a lot of fun things cooked up here on the channel. All right. So let's get straight into business, talking all things New York Jets right here on Jets Media. All right. So let's get straight into it. How is everybody doing? I hope you're all having a fantastic night because you talk about what this is about when it comes to the New York Jets. There's a lot of things to come, man. A lot of things to come when it comes to this 53-man roster. A lot of hard decisions. And I think that's something that is very interesting, man. So you guys have to read deep into this. And I feel like you look around the NFL, I do think that there's going to be some players that's going to be join the New York Jets roster in the coming days, this week for sure, via the trade market, via the waiver wire claim, all that stuff right here. Because Darren Muji is someone that's very active. We're very active, man. More active than I initially thought he would be in the trade market. We're seeing the new version of Darren Muji, who he is basically as a general manager. So I definitely think that's something of interest. So let's get straight into it, man. I posted my 53-man roster prediction yesterday. I went live to break it down, and I think that was important. But I think that at the end of the day, you look at the wide receiver position, that has been the topic amongst Jets fans. What player is going to make this team in that wide receiver room? Is it going to be Jamal Pritchett? Is it going to be Malachi Corley? Probably not. Is it going to be Xavier Gibson? Probably not. Does Andrew Beck make the initial 53-man roster? I mean, there's so much to get into. So if you missed my 53-man roster prediction, I posted it on X if you guys want to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way into the show, man. We're excited to get into it because I am expecting the New York Jets to make a trade today or tomorrow. Okay? I am expecting the New York Jets to make a trade today or tomorrow. So you guys let me know and what you guys think of that. Because I think Darren Muji is showing a new version of himself. Who is Darren Muji as the general manager of the New York Jets? He's a little bit more aggressive than I thought he would be, and that's a good thing. And I said this on yesterday's show, but let's keep it real for a second here about this new regime. They are trying their best to bring in their guys. They are trying their best to bring in their guys that fit this New York Jets organization. And I think that's important here. And they're going to do everything they can to bring in their type of guys right before the season starts. And they only have limited time to bring in their type of guys. They had one round of free agency, one round of the NFL draft and all that stuff. And now they're going to really try to be aggressive in the trade market. All right. What up, Tyler? In the chat, what's good? Dia Forever's in the chat. Eric is here. What's good? Would you consider signing Shedeur Sanders? Why is that keep getting brought up? Shedeur Sanders, man. Is he like in jeopardy of getting cut from the Browns or something? I don't think he's going to get cut. What up, Bigsby? What's good, my friend? Let's go Mets. What up, Richie? Good morning, young man. Good morning to you as well, Chris. Appreciate you chiming on in. Jamin Davis, biggest surprise. Linebacker depth is a question after Sherwood and Quincy. So we did have a surprise cut yesterday, so I guess we can start off with that because a lot of people did not expect the linebacker Jamin Davis to get cut. Now, here are my 5 linebackers I have making the team. I think that these are the 5 guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not as down on the linebacker depth as others. I think these linebackers have an opportunity. I like Zaire Barnes. I think Kiko showed flashes. Now, we want Sherwood and Williams to stay healthy. Absolutely. Because those 2 guys are both top 10 linebackers. And you can argue the New York Jets have the best linebacker duo in the NFL. You look up any linebacker list, the Jets have 2 top 10 linebackers on the top 10. In Jamie Sherwood and Quincy Williams. And I feel like we're a little spoiled at linebacker, man. We go from CJ Mosley to Jamie and Sherwood. That's great. That's freaking great stuff. My sound is echoing. Is that true? Is my sound echoing? Testing. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. All right. I hope it's not. Wait, someone said Shedeur Sanders did not get cut, by the way. Whoever's saying that he got cut is not true. DF Forever, this article is not about Shedeur Sanders getting cut. This is their other quarterback that got cut. All right, so Shedeur Sanders is not cut, folks. So let's not get into that. Let's not spread fake news. Because everyone keeps asking me if the Jets should go after Shedeur Sanders. And I'm like, nah. He's not even available. And it's all right, man. There's a lot of stuff out there. You got to be careful. You know, the Browns cut Tyler Huntley, not Shedeur Sanders. So the New York Jets officially moved on from Adrian Martinez. And I think that's interesting to note. Is Brady Cook's job safe? Is he going to be the backup quarterback? Is Brady Cook going to be the guy for the New York Jets behind Justin Fields with Tyrod Taylor injured still? I think that's something to note. Kyle McCord for the Philadelphia Eagles. There was a report that the Eagles could waive him. I think if he's waived, I would consider bringing him in. I don't know. We'll see. Brady Cook, throw the tomatoes. I'm not as high on Brady. Listen, I'm not a Brady Cook fan. I'll be straight up with you guys. Now, I'm not going to hate on the guy and say that he's an absolute, I don't want him on the roster, but it is very obvious he is not ready to be a backup quarterback in the league right now. I'm sorry. Based off all of the practices that I watched, all the preseason games I watched, Brady Cook did not impress me. Where he didn't really show like anything where I'm like, this is a guy you want to develop. Now, I would like the Jets to have some type of young guy behind Fields to develop, and it's probably going to be Brady Cook on the practice squad unless he gets signed somewhere else or the Jets keep him. But I think he's a perfect practice squad quarterback. Kyle McCord is a guy where if he's available, I would absolutely take him. But I would be shocked if the Philadelphia Eagles actually just let him go. But hey, they got a good backup, so they could. They could do that. We'll see. We shall see. Shiloh Sanders was cut by Tampa. Yes, he was. Richie, look at the Browns QB situation and tell me they're keeping 3 guys. Listen, I mean, they got Joe Flacco, who's a starter, Dylan Gabriel, who I think looked better. I mean, I don't know. We're going to get into it, man. Make sure you guys check out 4th and Forever later today because TD Finstock is the Shedeur Sanders super fan. Dan Mitchell made a TikTok saying that Shedeur Sanders should be a practice squad quarterback. So you already know 4th and Forever is going to be crazy today. That is at 1 p.m. EST, where there's a new time slot for 4th and Forever now, officially 1 p.m. EST. We're trying to squeeze it in to fit TD Finstock's busy schedule because he's got a lot going on in his life with his family, just in terms of dealing with 6 kids and all that, which is very respectable. All right. Richie, who's winning Giants versus Commanders game? Oof. Commanders, but the Giants, you never know. They can shock the world. The final cuts comes tomorrow on. All right. Tomorrow evening is the final 53-man roster cuts. All right. So stay tuned for that. Come on, Richie. Let's hear what you have to say. Well, this is what I have to say. The New York Jets are going crazy this year and winning a lot of football games. I don't know. Are they? We'll see. We'll see. Martinez should have stayed, not Cook. I agree. I thought Martinez looked better than Cook, but that's just me. That's just me. I don't know. Do you guys were you guys more of a Area Martinez guy or Brady Cook? I was more of a Martinez guy. I don't know. What's up with the Jets wide receiver trade situation? Great question. So I have these as the 7 wide receivers making the team. This is my prediction. This is not the final decision from the New York Jets. And you can look at these receivers and not be impressed, right? Garrett Wilson is the only guy where you're like, that's a dude, right? Josh Reynolds, just a 1-year veteran, no future on this team. Tyler Johnson trying to make this team, or he's making the team, but Tyler Johnson is trying to make himself a presence in this league. Arian Smith trying to make an impact. I like Arian Smith a lot. I'm excited for him. And then the 3 young guys, Jamal Pritchett, Brandon Smith, Quentin Skinner. I don't know if they're actually going to make the team, but I would like that. Alan Lazard heading to the IR and the 2 big cuts would be Xavier Gibson and Malachi Corley. Would be the 2 big cuts at wide receiver. I think Malachi Corley's days are numbered. He's gone, bro. Like, goodbye. I think Brandon Smith, he showed something this year in the preseason for me. Absolutely showed something. I think that Brandon Smith is that reliable wide receiver that if he needs to get out there on the field, he's going to do his job. He's not electric. He's not going to make splashy plays. He's just fundamentally sound at the wide receiver position. Okay? And then Quentin Skinner, you look at his 6'5" frame, the upside he has. I would absolutely love to see him on this football team, man. Jets Forever is a hater of both Brady Cook and Area Martinez. And I happen to agree, bro. We do have a quarterback issue. I mean, we're not even talking about Justin Fields, right? Justin Fields is the starter. But when it comes to the backup situation, we do not have a quarterback on this roster that I'm comfortable with depth-wise. Tyrod, he's a guy that's 35 years old. You never know how much his knee's going to hold up. But there's nobody like on this roster that I like as a quarterback for the future. And I don't know. Area Martinez, like, he showed flashes, but he was all right. Like, I don't know, man. I did not see much from either guy. And the Jets had an interesting approach. They did not want to draft a quarterback this year. They did not draft a quarterback. And I think that may come back and bite them. Now, they could bring in Kyle McCord if he gets cut. If he's available, I would absolutely bring him in. But we need some type of young guy, unless Justin Fields goes out there and balls. But are we expecting that? Are Jets fans going into the season expecting like Justin Fields to actually ball? I don't think any Jets fans expecting that. We're hoping. But like my stance on Justin Fields has been pretty consistent since he came here. And at my evaluation of Justin Fields after seeing him in training camp and seeing him in limited action in the preseason is like he's not. I don't know, man. I hope he can take that step, but it's going to be. He's going to be electric on the ground. That's for sure. He's going to make a lot of splashy plays, but is he going to make those easy throws? Is he going to be able to drop back, make the timing throws outside the numbers? Is he going to be able to like take that jump where he's a reason why the Jets are scoring points? That's the guy he needs to become, and I don't know if he's going to be that. I hope he is. I would want it more than nobody else. But hey, man, like, there's not a lot of time for Justin Fields, and it's a very interesting situation he's in, because if you look at it from this perspective with Justin Fields, right? If he goes out there this year and does not show any sign of improvement, and the Jets win 6 games, they're going back to the drawing board in the first round. Like, Justin Fields has to prove this year that he is a quarterback you can win with. Because if the Jets have a season like that, I think the philosophy would be draft the quarterback next year in the first round, and then Justin Fields, still on the roster, by the way, have him be the bridge quarterback. Have him go out there and start, or have an open competition. It'll be one of those situations where Fields starts, and then the whole fan base is like, start the rookie, blah, 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 you know? Or Fields goes out there and balls, and then all of a sudden we're like, we don't need a quarterback. He's our guy. But is that actually going to happen? And I am grounded, right? I'm grounded. And when I say I'm grounded, I mean I'm not a fan anymore where I'm just like, because I learned. You learn. Sam Darnold, I was all over him as the guy before he did anything. And then he stinked with the New York Jets. He left, had issues, whatever. Now he's like a solid starting quarterback. It's not like Sam has turned into a legit face of the franchise guy yet. But I learned my lesson with that. And then when Zach Wilson came on in, I was like, all right, like Zach's got to prove it. I'm going to see what, and then he never showed anything. So, and then Aaron Rodgers comes and we're like, dude, we got our guy. Aaron Rodgers, like MVP, Super Bowl winning quarterback, Achilles torn, and then plays healthy all year, and then he can't even win games. So now with Justin Fields, man, like Justin Fields got to prove something to me before I go out there and expect much. I'm sorry. I mean, I can give it to you objectively. I liked what I saw from him in Pittsburgh. You watch those 6 games, Justin Fields showed flashes of you can win with this quarterback if you have the system around him operating efficiently, if you have the weapons around him, if you have a defense that supports him, if you have a coaching staff that can put him in proper situations. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they did a tremendous job with Justin Fields last year. Now, it's up to the New York Jets to do just that. Because the issues with Justin Fields has been consistent throughout his entire career. It has been. Is he able to read defenses efficiently enough to get the ball out of his hands fast? That's the issue. Right? Is Justin Fields going to be able to click mentally to get the ball out? And whenever I bring that up, you know, I'm going to see some Bears fans come in the chat, be like, nah, dude, you guys don't know Justin Fields like we do. And the one thing I know about that is there's still Zach Wilson truthers out there that are Jets fans. There's still Sam Darnold truthers that are Jets fans, like myself. When you are a fan and you draft a quarterback, you have some type of attachment to him. So there's some Bears fans that still believe in Justin Fields, as they should. There's still Jets fans that still believe in Sam Darnold. There's still some Jets fans that still believe in Zach Wilson. I don't know how, but they do. So Bears fans coming on in and saying those good things about Justin Fields, I take it with a grain of salt. You know, that's how I look at it. See, we got a Patriots fans that's still a Mac Jones fan. You see what I mean? Hey, you never know. Maybe Mac Jones can come on in. You feel me? No offensive playbook, no weapons. That's always been the issue. Yeah, I mean, you can make all the excuses in the world, and I 100% agree that in order to be a real successful quarterback in this league, you do need a supporting cast. You need the proper coaching. You need the proper system. You need the proper playmakers and protection. I agree with that. Josh Allen developed into the MVP quarterback he is today because he was in a consistent system. He had Stephon Diggs. He had continuity at the coaching with the coaching staff. He was able to break out, and they were patient with Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes comes in the league. He's got Andy Reid. He's got all the weapons around him. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Lamar Jackson, I mean, Joe Burrow, all these elite level quarterbacks, they've had consistency, continuity at that position. Justin Fields has not really had that. So now this is his chance. This is his chance. Mac Jones, really? What did I say about Mac Jones? I have to put a bong down. I didn't say anything good about Mac Jones. What are you talking about? What did I say about him? But, and then here we go. Zach was never the problem. I hope Zach Wilson gets his chance in Miami this year. I really do. What if Shedoric becomes available? No, thank you. I just don't want that distract. I don't think he fits the Aaron Glenn mold. There's a certain Aaron Glenn mold. I don't think he fits it, folks. But going back to Justin Fields, because I don't want to put all the pressure on Fields here, but Aaron Glenn needs to find his guy at quarterback. Otherwise, he is not going to be a successful head coach. We want Aaron Glenn to be our guy for the long run. We want him to be our coach for the next 5, 7, 8, 10 years. We want him to be our guy. That's what we want. We want Aaron Glenn to be the face of this team for the foreseeable future, man. But he's got to find his quarterback. And I hope people realize this. And I don't want to say this because it may ruther some feathers. But if Justin Fields is a disappointment, it's not like Aaron Glenn's job here is done. Let's go out there and Justin Fields just shows the signs of why he was a bust in Chicago and he's not a good quarterback. I really hope people don't just start pointing their finger at Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn deserves an opportunity to go get his quarterback in the draft. And Darren Muji, of course. They were not able to do that this year. They got hired. They wanted to go, let's get the bridge quarterback route. Let's develop this roster. Let's bring in our guys around the quarterback. So then let's give Fields his chance because he is young. He has a chance to be something. And if he proves it, great. He's the guy. If he does not prove it, then let's go into a deep, loaded draft class because there's a lot of quarterbacks this year's draft class that I really love. And I don't even want to talk about that much because I really want to give this team and this quarterback opportunity. But the one thing I do like about Aaron Glenn is he is 100% confident in Justin Fields. And you can feel that it's authentic. It's not that fake optimism. And if Aaron Glenn believes in Justin Fields, I'm going to believe in Justin Fields until proven otherwise. I'm going to have an open mind and give Fields his opportunity because there's no denying the guy's got the talent, bro. He's got the athleticism. He's got the ability to make plays. But can he do it consistently? Fields' problem in the NFL, folks, has always been not about throwing the ball as much as people think. It's when you need to go out there and make a play late in the game in pass down situations, when it's 3rd down and 11 and you're losing by 4 points and the ball's in the red zone, can you go out there and make a big time throw? I don't know if he could do that. Like you look at, and it's hard to compare Fields to the upper echelon, but like I want to do that. I don't want to settle. That's another thing. If you're a Jets fan, do you want to settle for that quarterback that's just good enough not to be good enough? For example, Tua Tagovailoa. I would argue Kyler Murray. Even Dak Prescott. Like, though that level of tier quarterbacks. The quarterback we want Justin Fields to become is Jalen Hurts. That's the guy. Because if he becomes Jalen Hurts is a winner. And obviously there's a lot of nuances around Jalen Hurts' success. People say it's not him, it's the Saquon, it's this, it's that, whatever. If the Jets can absolutely have that same system and run the football like, dude, this could be a legit offense if the run game works out. Justin Fields is better than Jalen Hurts. Zach Wilson's better than Jalen Hurts. Guys, there's way too much Jalen Hurts disrespect going on around the league. I'm sorry. I don't get the Jalen Hurts hate. I don't get it. I'm not going to go on here and just start defending. I know you're kidding, Nikki. But at the end of the day, I do think there is, like, Justin Fields becoming a Jalen Hurts is not a bad thing. I hope Jets fans know that. Because Jalen Hurts does his job. That's all we need Fields to do, man. If Justin Fields does his job, we're good. Jalen Hurts is a winner. When he needs to come through, he comes through. He doesn't flood the stat sheet with 350 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, but he will make winning plays. He will pick up the first down with his legs when asked. He will make that big throw down the field to A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith when asked. He will make that scramble around the pocket and throw on the run when asked. That's all Justin Fields got to do. Protect the ball, run the ball, and when you got to make a play, go make that play. And there's a lot of stuff around Hurts, an elite offensive line, a superstar running back, 2 elite wide receivers. Now, we don't have that. We have an offensive line we're hopeful for, but we got to let them become that before we just crown them as the best offensive line we've seen in a while. We have a running back tandem we like, but they got to prove it. Like, there's a lot of on paper with the Jets that we like. We got to let them go out there and actually prove it. And I think that the New York Jets are not done. They're going to be aggressive. They have been today and tomorrow in the trade market. Let's go. If Fields can become Hurts, we will be contenders every year. Exactly. The Philadelphia Eagles are the mold. Remember when Aaron Glenn spoke to the media, right? They asked Aaron Glenn, today is a usual, it's a pass-happy league in the NFL. Aaron Glenn disagreed. He's like, if it's a pass-happy league, how come the Super Bowl winning team last year was ranked 29th in passing? Like, the Eagles proved that you can win a Super Bowl if you are elite at running the ball and defense. And the New York Jets, in my opinion, they do have the personnel to be elite on the run and elite in the on defense. Will it happen? I don't know. But I really do think that is the identity. Now, they can't live and die by it. But let's be honest, bro. If this run game is that good, and the reason why we're bringing up the Eagles too is because it's not like we have a statue at quarterback. Like, if we had Jared Goff or a Jared Goff style quarterback, I would not be making the comparison to the Eagles. It'd be more to the Lions. When I look at this offense, I don't think it's going to be a lot of Lions stuff because let's be straight up. Justin Fields is not a quarterback like Jared Goff. Jared Goff, another super underrated quarterback in the league. He is so, I'll use the word elite at this level in the NFL in terms of pocket presence, accuracy, timing, intermediate throws, getting the ball out on time, being aware. Like, Jared Goff is so good. And Justin Fields is going to be more of that guy. Read options, RPOs, deep drop back, just take it underneath. If you got to make a throw down the field, do it. I do think that the weapons around Justin Fields is better than some people think. Now, the wide receiver position is definitely a weak spot. But let's not forget that we got one guy individually that I have confidence can carry the load, even though it's not super good around him, right? That's how I look at it. Like, I think that the Jets have a lot of players around Justin Fields that can be impactful. Like Garrett Wilson. Now, there is a little bit of concern amongst Jets fans that, Garrett Wilson did not have a lot of impact in the preseason. He had 0 catches in the preseason. 0. 5 targets, 0 catches. They tried to get him the ball. They couldn't. I don't want them to use Garrett Wilson as this like outside receiver that's just running out routes and we have Fields throwing outside the numbers. I really hope that's not what they're going to do. I hope that's what they showed in the preseason tape so then they can open up. Garrett Wilson, they need to use him in the middle of the field. Garrett Wilson can get open over the middle, and Justin Fields is good at throwing the ball over the middle. I don't trust Justin Fields throwing the ball outside the numbers. They need to get him in motion, line him up in the slot, and allow him to get creative, allow him to expand his route tree. Because Garrett Wilson is the guy that you got to feed the ball to. He needs 8 to 10 to 12 targets a game. Breece Hall and Braylon Allen should get the ball like 20 to 25 times a game. Split. Mason Taylor should get some targets. But Garrett Wilson is making me feel a little bit more at ease when it comes to the wide receiver room. Now, there's another player that I wanted to highlight that I think definitely showed some flashes in training camp. That if you're a Jets fan and you're looking for a wide receiver to hold on to in your brain in terms of like someone that can actually make an impact this season, I got my eyes on this guy right here, Mr. Arian Smith. I really do like it, what I saw in the preseason. I really, really do. I think that the speed element that he's going to bring is game-changing. It is absolutely game-changing. You guys let me know in the chat, what's your expectations of Arian Smith? Do you think he's going to get utilized, or do you think he's not going to be having a big part and they're going to ease his way in? Folks, we're live right now on Jets Media. It's Monday, August 25th, and we have roster cutdown day coming tomorrow. We have 62 like buttons hit. Can we get to 100 likes? That would be very much appreciated. Smash the thumbs up button. Let's get up to 100 likes right now, folks. Come on now. Smash it. We're talking Jets football. Let me hear up. Woo! Oh, man, Jets football is so close. I can taste it. He'll have 400 to 500 yards, 4 to 6 touchdowns. That's a great rookie season. If he has 4 to 6 touchdowns, that's more than Garrett Wilson in his rookie year, by the way. Not yards, but touchdowns. I like it. If you're looking for a wife receiver, why did you trade away an all-pro wide receiver? Because that said wide receiver, Davante Adams, he did not want to be here. That's why. Davante did not want to be on a team that's establishing a new culture. He wants to go out there at his stage of his career, go win a Super Bowl. So that's why. There's no way he wanted to stay here. Okay. Another receiver that I am curious to see, and I would say probably the most slept on receiver on this roster for the New York Jets. The most slept on receiver that I think is actually going to make some plays and shock some people is this guy right here, Tyler Johnson. Nobody's talking about Tyler Johnson. Now, I don't expect him to put up 1,000 yards or anything like that, but I think he is extremely reliable. I love Tyler Johnson. When the Jets made this signing, I was all in for it. This is the perfect type of player you want to be on this football team right now. Contract year. It's a 1-year contract, 25 years old, trying to bring himself up, drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, part of that Super Bowl winning team, right? When he was young. Had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to learn from. Last year, he was behind Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. And now he has a real chance. He could solidify himself as a number 2 receiver in this offense if he wants. I remember mock draft season. What draft was that? 2021? I wanted the Jets to draft Tyler Johnson in the mid-rounds. He was my crush in the mid-rounds. In the mock draft, every time we did a mock draft that year, he was in the draft class. I drafted him on day 2 or day 3. And full circle moment, he's a Jet now. Now, he's not electric, but he's a guy that's reliable. Like, he will get open. He's smart. He's a smart football player. That's what I like about him. And if you can get the ball in his hands, he could make plays. I don't know if you guys saw that highlight that he had with the Rams last year, where he had like a big-time play. Let's see if I can find it. But he's got some speed, and he's young, too. He's not like an older guy. Like Josh Reynolds, he's old. No offense. I mean, not old, but you know what I mean. So here is the play I was talking about with Tyler Johnson last year. Catching a nice on Carlton Davis, who's now a Patriot, by the way. Watch him just stop on a dime. Whoop! Make Brian Branch miss, and now he's got nothing but space ahead of him. Makes another man miss. Like, he's a playmaker, bro. And this was against Aaron Glenn's defense. And I find it funny how Aaron Glenn has picked up a lot of players that's picked him apart on his defense, on offense, right? I mean, this was a big play. Watch him just catch this football, just an easy drag route over the middle, foot on the brakes, whoop, and then just make someone miss. So this was last year, by the way. So I like that move. I like that move a lot. What surprise cuts could Jets make? Now, it may be a surprise to non-Jets fans, but I guess we have to talk about it because it's coming. It's definitely coming, but he's definitely going to get cut. And who I'm talking about is Malachi Corley. And it's a big deal, man. This is I want to call him a second-round pick because we basically traded up into the first pick of the third round to grab him. He's going to get cut, bro. Everybody say goodbye to Malachi Corley. Say goodbye to the Yak King. Everybody who bought merch of the Yak King. I mean, we had Robert Saleh and text Joe Douglas, any cost. Draft this guy. Yeah, right. He asked Davante Adams for $120,000 for his jersey number. Who are you to ask Davante Adams for that? That blew my mind. Did you guys see that report about him? And when he was asked to play special teams, he's like, no, I'm a starting receiver. I don't play special teams. Who the heck do you think you are? You have to earn your stripes in this league. Nothing is given in this NFL. I don't want him on this football team after hearing that. Get him off my football team. Get him off. That report was very eye-opening, man. Extremely eye-opening. Man. I feel like right now the Jets roster decisions are going to be... I don't think there's any other big shockers that's going to come. I mean, the Jamin Davis release was a little shocking because the Jets brought him in to be the third linebacker, but I'm not too shocked. I kind of thought that Zaire Barnes deserves to make this team over him, personally. But let's talk about the offensive line real quick for the New York Jets. Look at this offensive line. This is definitely the best offensive line on paper the Jets have had in 10 years. And not even just the starting five. I love the depth. Myers knew, and this is just my projections, by the way, of the offensive line, but we got legit backups. Xavier Newman is no scrub. Josh Myers, it could be a starter at center. Max Mitchell, don't love Max Mitchell, but hey, you can't have an elite backup left tackle. Let's hope that Max Mitchell doesn't have to touch the field. We want Olu healthy. And then Okorafor at right tackle, I like. Now, the odd man out is Carter Warren, the Jets' third-round pick in 2022. The Jets are looking to trade him potentially to get something back, but I like it. The Jets are not done, Mel. They're going to make some trades, whether it's trading away a player or trading for some players. Okay? So that's the offensive line projection I have. The defensive line is going to be interesting. Will they go with Braden McGregor or Tyler Barron or Eric Watts? That's a big discussion as well. I mean, this is just my roster predictions, so it's hard to really evaluate it. But I'm intrigued, man. I'm intrigued because you can argue, bro. Look at this defense real quick. Somebody in the chat tell me where the Jets' weakness is. Because you know where the Jets' weakness is on defense? Where it was, rather? Stopping the run. Having a pure run stuffer. The New York Jets recognized that as a weakness, and they addressed it in a fantastic manner. The fact that they went after Harrison Phillips and got that boy with Jawan Briggs, yeah, we got our two run stuffers. Nikki says a weakness is safety. Now, I would say the safety room is not a strength. Like, it's not our best position. But I wouldn't say it's a weakness until it's proven. I really hope Malachi Moore gets the job. Andre Cisco, we'll see what he's capable of. Tony Adams, we'll see. I'm not concerned at the safety room yet. I mean, if we do want to be objective, that play we saw against the Giants, unacceptable. Andre Cisco getting beat over the top. I'm hoping Andre Cisco can really make an impact. But the safety room is definitely the weaker room on this roster. But Malachi Moore makes me feel a little happy about that. Because Malachi Moore, the Jets rookie from Alabama, man. Get him in the house. Get him in the house. How about Brandon Stevens looking like a good signing after all? Dude, that is big. Because we got rid of DJ Reed. We did not bring him back. The Jets are looking for their number 2 corner, and they replaced him with Brandon Stevens. Right when we signed Brandon Stevens, everybody was like, oh, God, Brandon Stevens stinks. But right when training camp began, he was flawless. He did not make any bad plays. I'm not looking at him like in a negative light whatsoever. So Brandon Stevens, bro, if he is a guy that can actually be a lockdown corner in this defense and make plays, I think that's absolutely fantastic, man. That's absolutely fantastic. So shout out to Brandon Stevens. Now we can't go this far. He's got to go out there and prove it before we say anything like that. DJ Reed was a stud. Okay, we don't want to do this stat. Weak pass rush. Now, I would not say the Jets have a weak pass rush from this perspective and this perspective only. Will McDonald had double-digit sacks last year. Jermaine Johnson would have had double-digit sacks if it wasn't for the torn Achilles. We have 2 first-round picks off the edge that are really freaking good. Now, behind him, definitely concerning from a depth perspective, no doubt about it. But then we got Quinnen Williams who can rush the passer. So weak pass rush, I wouldn't say. Not the strength, though. It's not like the greatest room in the world, but I wouldn't say it's a weakness. Okay? The defense, I think, is as good as any defense in the league on paper. Because I think this defense is just that good, dude. I really do. And I feel like we're so obsessed as Jets fans of our offense because we've never had a good offense. We're like, what's Justin Fields going to look like? How's this offense going to work? And we're like, well, we're forgetting about this defense. What if this defense is that good? What if we start taking the ball away, making some plays, man? We need that. The biggest philosophical difference from going from Saleh and Ulbrich to Glenn and Wilkes is we're going to see a lot more man coverage, a lot more blitz, and hopefully more turnovers. This defense prioritizes hunting the ball. You hear Aaron Glenn at practice, hunt the ball, hunt the ball. Like he wants his defense to get used to hunting the football, punching it out, recovering it, getting your hands on it, and just be a defense that can create plays. I feel like this defense, as good as the defense has been under Saleh, they were never good at taking the ball away. What they were good at, what the Robert Saleh defense specialized in, is getting to the quarterback with 4, dropping 7 back, and allowing everything to stay underneath and making the tackles and not getting beat over the top and just allowing them to not score a lot of points. That's what that Robert Saleh defense was so good at. And it was good. No doubt about it. But what they lacked is turnovers. They did not take the ball away. They were just so bad at taking the ball away. I'm curious if I can look up a stat where the Jets ranked in turnovers the last 3 years. Let me see if I can find it. Where did the New York Jets rank in total turnovers the last 3 years? I have to mix on defense, not offense. Not offense. You got to make sure it's not offensive turnovers. Because that's important. We need to force turnovers. If this defense can start turning the ball over, are you kidding me? So the Jets in 2022, I think, had 23 giveaways, 16th in the NFL. Oh, no, this is the offense. Sorry. 2023, a rough season. 33 turnovers, among the worst in the league. Yeah, that was offense. So the defensive turnovers, ready? 2022 had 8. Yeah, not good. Just not good. The Jets did not take the ball away. The stats back it up. That's not what their strength was. And I think the big difference this year is going to be them doing just that. Okay? Trying to stop that. All right? trying to stop that, which I think is going to be very interesting. Woo! We have a long way to go before it feels like it's right around the corner, but at the same time, it's not. Folks, we got 95 likes. Let's hit the like button. Let's get this to over 100 likes. I appreciate everybody tuning on into the show. I'm excited to keep talking some football with you guys. Let's effing go. Richie, I appreciate you tuning in. Danger Zone. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Worst offense in NFL history. That was with Zach Wilson at quarterback, by the way. Just want to remind you that. Jets forever. Salah's defense became way too predictable. Wilkes will blitz from every angle under the sun. Exactly. The blitzes are going to come all over the place. Jets' problem is penalties and turnovers. Very true. The Jets' issues the last few years is exactly this. Them turning the ball over and being the most penalized team in the league. And that's not going to win you football games. I think your corners will help your pass rush, just the opposite of Miami. Yeah, I mean, the Jets' strength, you could argue the best group on the roster is our secondary, corners in particular. And if we can absolutely blanket downfield, that's going to allow our edge rushers to go down the field. Nick Ortiz on Facebook. Let's freaking go Jets. Finally, I think Jets got a real coach. Yeah, we did. Hope so. Top 10 defense and O-line is the recipe. And let me take it a step further. If the Jets have a top 5 defense and a top 5 offensive line, more specifically running the ball, we will be a better and a legit football squad, bro. I believe that. I believe that. I genuinely do. That's the recipe, folks. If we can go out there and establish that run game with efficiency and with force. And I hope the Jets don't force the run. Like, establishing a run, I don't want that to be forced. I hope they don't just keep running the ball and it's just like stagnant. They need to get creative. They need to do some read options, some RPOs, maybe take some shots down the field, because if we can start running the football, that's how everything opens up, folks. That is how everything opens up. And I think that this Jets team has the ability to do it. They got the talent. They got everything they need. Everything we possibly need, folks. So make sure you guys hit the like button if you didn't already, man, and subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. There's so much exciting things looming on the horizon for this Jets football team as the 53-man roster predictions looms. Okay? It's all looming. I'm really, really excited to see how this all shapes up, bro. Because you look at the roster, you look at everything about this team, I think there's a lot to be intrigued by. But there's also going to be some. Now, I got an interesting question. How do you guys think this Jets football team is going to stack up against the AFC East? That's another whole topic. When it comes to the AFC East, like, bro, we better win our freaking division games. 3-3 in the division at minimum. At minimum, I want to go 3-3 in the division. I don't want to be no 2-4, 1-5, 0-6. No. We need to split. And I would prefer to beat every single division opponent once. I would maybe even like to sweep one. Hey, maybe we get swept by the Bills, but what if we sweep the Dolphins? I'll take that. Or sweep the Patriots. I'll take that. Or hey, maybe we sweep the Bills. You never know. But if we really wanted to make a presence this year under Aaron Glenn, it's in the division, bro. In the division, go out there, make your presence be felt. Oh, how awesome would that be? Now, the first division game comes week 2 at home, and then we have another divisional game 2 weeks later on primetime football in Miami, by the way. In Miami, might I add. Sweep Miami, please. I hope so, John. I think it's possible. Absolutely think it's possible. Woo. I hope we can get some breaking news while we're live this morning, because I do think it's possible. I do think that the Jets are going to be looking into some real offensive and defensive help. But I don't know. I like reacting to breaking news live with you guys. The Jets, they released... We'll see. So the Jets are number 7 in the waiver wire order. Shout out to Zach Rosenblatt for this. The Jets are number 7 in the waiver wire order. I'd expect them to be actively looking at who comes available at tight end, defensive end, and possibly wide receiver. And as Darren Muji has shown already, he'll be actively working the phones for possible trades too. It's heating up, folks. It's heating up. It's heating up. It's heating up. Oh, baby. Let's go. Are we going to the Miami versus Jets game? So, folks, we are thinking of doing a Roundtable Sports event this year at MetLife. Week 14, Jets-Dolphins. We didn't buy the tickets yet, but we got to get your guys' interest before we secure those tickets. Would you guys be interested in that game? I know it's late in December. It's going to be a little bit... It's actually early December, but it's late in the season. It's going to be a little chilly, but it'll be freaking awesome to get you guys there. How would you guys feel about coming to an AFC East Roundtable Jets-Dolphins event in December? It'll be me and TD there. We'll see if Dan and Colby wants to come, but their team won't be involved, so we'll see. Is Brees and some draft picks for Terry and Eckler still on the table? I don't think that was ever on the table. Ever. I think that's just fan-made stuff. Like, that's not a move that I would make as a GM of this football team, man. This team is not the old version of the Jets. And what I mean by the old version of the Jets, I mean this is not a team that we want to get older. We want to get young. And trading a young running back and draft picks for 2 aging players would be a terrible move, in my opinion. This team is not built to win right now. So that would be a move that would put us backwards, not forwards. We need to establish an identity and develop a culture from within this organization. Okay? And that's from fine-tuning the roster, developing your own guys, drafting well, establishing a culture. All that stuff matters. Will the offense be creative? No vanilla, ground and pound, open the pass. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? And man, I mean, that's terrible take. What part of my take did you not agree with? I don't know, man. I mean, you guys want to trade for Austin Eckler and Terry? I mean, listen, I want Terry McLaurin. No doubt about it. But I don't know. A little unrealistic. He wants money. A lot of money. And I'm not ruling it out either. I think the Jets could definitely be aggressive. If they want to get Terry McLaurin, they could get aggressive for him and make a trade right now if they wanted to. But I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? We'll see about that. We will see about that. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way into the show, folks. If you didn't already, man, as 53-man roster is on its way to be decided tomorrow. Tomorrow, man, we will be seeing the final 53-man roster. I would love the possibility of playing Buffalo week 2 with them being 0-1 against us at home, and we beat them Jets 2-0 and Bills 0-2 to start the season. Would be sweet. This would be the dream scenario. This would be the dream scenario of the start of the 2025 football season, man. We are Ravens fans week 1. Because even if the Jets lose to the Steelers, if the Ravens can beat the Bills, we're both 0-1. Heading into that game, and we can get the Bills to 0-2. We're 1-1. Man, we're big Baltimore Ravens fans. No offense to any Bills fans watching this show, man. But come on. This is where competition begins, when the football season starts. Not Mooj and AG moving to get older, high-priced players. Exactly. Like, that's what I think people need to realize. The Ravens versus Bills game is perfect for Sunday Night Football. I think that's a great start to the year. I've been seeing a lot of Jets fans want Kyle Duggar. I don't see the vision. I'd rather get Malachi Moore out there as soon as possible. Yeah, I mean, Jets fans we're that fan base where you see a report about any player that's becoming available and we want them. That's who we are, and that's okay. We're like, oh, go get him. We want this guy, go get him. Any guy is available, oh, we want him on our team. Be aggressive, go get him. I don't see it. I don't personally see it, man. I think the Jets are content with their safety room, personally. But you never know. You never know, man. There's a lot of moving parts to come, a lot of interesting things to dive deep into with this New York Jets organization. That's all I'm going to say. All right, we got a caller that's been waiting patiently. Mr. D. Rizen's in the house. D. Rizen, you're live on Jets Media. What's up, D?
What's going on, Richie? Shout out to Jack wherever you at.
I appreciate that.
Hey, Richie, man, you've been cooking this morning, man. Like, everything you've been saying is 100% true. Like, I think this is probably the first time that I actually agree with you 100%, like 1,000 billion% on everything that you said. I mean, we're Jets fans, but at the same time, we don't always have to agree on what we want for our team. But this time, man, the way you evaluate, what's going on with our team, and acknowledging what we need and where we're going at in the future is on the money. It's on point. You're the way that you're handling the crowd, the chat. It's on point. Your rebuttals is on point. Everything that you're saying today about the Jets is on the money. Like, there is nothing wrong about what you're saying. I agree 100 million% on everything that you're saying. The only thing I want to say about this week and what's going on with the Jets is that I just wish that we didn't get rid of Martinez. I mean, that was my whole. To me, that I feel as though that's the only missing piece right now that we can actually probably go out and get maybe a couple safeties and a receiver maybe. But for the most part, we definitely need a backup quarterback because we don't know where Tyron is. What's going to happen with him. We don't know if his injury is good or Glenn said he was going to be ready. So hopefully we'll see what's going on with him with the backup quarterback situation. But we definitely need a backup quarterback. And like you said, man, they need to give Glenn a chance to go draft his quarterback in a draft. And even if it's not for Fields, Richie, at least we'll have the future. And right now, that's all. Like I said, man, I can't say no more, no less. I love what you're doing. You already know I'm a big fan. I would support everything that you're saying, but I definitely 1,000 million% agree with everything that you're saying today. And this episode right here of your show is the blueprint of what we need to expect to for the future. To what we need to look at right now. Everything that's going on with the Jets is this episode basically caps it. It puts it all in the bottle and it says, this is what we're trying to do. This is where we're at right now. And this is what we need. And you're on the money, bro. So shout out to you, man. I love you, man. Let's go Jets.
Let's go. Shout out to D. Rizen coming on in with a great call. And he agrees 1,000 million% with everything I'm saying. And that's awesome because I know that's very rare. I don't really expect everything I say for everybody to agree with everything I'm saying. We're all entitled to their own perspectives and opinions on how the New York Jets operate. So I appreciate D. Rizen being aligned with me on today's episode in particular. I think there's a lot of nuances that we're going to see in these coming days, today and tomorrow. I think that we're not going to see this final 53-man roster until at the end of the week, maybe even early next week, because there's going to be some roster gymnastics that's going to happen. There's going to be some trades. There's going to be some releases and then re-signs. There's going to be waiver wire claims. There's going to be A lot of interesting things that's going to come out there. So shout out to D Risen for a phenomenal call, man. I appreciate that big time because, man, this is a fun time. This is a fun time. Us Jets fans, there's a lot to dig deep in this organization when it comes to the roster construction. And we're finally seeing the vision of this football team come to life. We're finally seeing how Darren Muji operates. And I think it's a fun thing. We're seeing how Aaron Glenn operates. We're seeing all that stuff. All right? I think that's pretty cool, man. Shout out to everybody tuning on into the show. We'll see, bro. We'll see how it all plays out. But, folks, we're going to wrap up the show here. I got some other work to get done behind the scenes for Roundtable Sports that I got to run to. So I appreciate everybody tuning into this show today. Stay tuned. We got 4th and Forever at 1 p.m. I would really appreciate if you guys can go over there and subscribe to the main Roundtable Sports channel if you have not already. Go out there and check us out on Roundtable Sports' 4th and Forever later today at 1 p.m. EST. I'll put the link for it in the chat. You guys make sure you subscribe to this channel because this is where all NFL coverage will be all season long. All right? This is going to be a lot of fun. We have 4th and Forever live later today at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's a lot of fun. We go over everything you need to know around the NFL. So make sure you guys go check us out over on 4th and Forever later this evening in like 3 or 4 hours from now. So I'm going to run, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go check me out at Roundtable Sports Network later today for your NFL coverage. And I will see you later. Have a great rest of your day. Any breaking news that happens, you know I'll be right here breaking it down. I'm out, folks. Love you all. Peace.